Hello everyone and welcome to a really spectacular game from the Spanish League Honor Division between Gukesh and Gawain Jones. I've received many suggestions to show this game, but I was like, okay, I know that Gukesh is like really dominating and he's winning pretty much every game, so naturally you guys are suggesting games that he played, but then I saw the game and I was like, yeah, okay, I realized why you guys were suggesting it. So we are going to discuss many things in this video, like just how many Indians are there in the world top 20 classical players and many other cool things. But first we need to check out this game. So it's Gukesh versus Gawain Jones. Gukesh has the white pieces and he opens with d4. And the ratings below their names are their classical ratings as they currently are, not the live ratings. You guys always say that I've like this guy is rated this much and then well, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, okay, Gukesh plays d4. We have knight to f6, c for g6 by Jones, knight to c3, and the d5. We have the Gruenfeld defense on the board, and the most popular way of dealing with this is just c captures on d5, but Gukesh goes for knight to f3. He goes for the 3 knights variation, and of course I know you are wondering if knight to c6 is the 4 knights variation of the Gruenfeld, and in fact it is not, as it's not a good move, so don't play this. So bishop to g7 by Jones, and now pawn to e3. We have castles, and c captures on d5, knight captures, and now bishop to c4. Putting pressure on the knight, so knight to b6 can be played. You can challenge the bishop, but also just knight captures on c3, going in a more classical setup. B captures on c3 and pawn to c5, much like you would in a regular Gruenfeld setup, trying to put pressure on the center and take advantage of the rook still being on a1. So here, castles, we have queen to c7 and queen to e2. Now, of course, if c captures on d4, the bishop on c4 will be defended. So this is all very known stuff and has been played before. Knight to c6, we have bishop to a3, and now pawn to b6, nicely defending the pawn here. Or rather, you could, for example, capture it, but then you just mess up your whole pawn structure. I mean, you don't really gain anything. This bishop just becomes too big of a monster. Rook a to c1, aligning the rook nicely with the queen, and now bishop to b7. And here, there are some games where rook f to d1 was played. Also, bishop to a6 is a known move, trying to trade off this monster bishop. But here we have rook f to, here we have e4 by Gukesh, and it is now, as of move 13, that we have a completely new game. So let's see how the game continues. We have knight to a5, challenging the bishop here, and just bishop back to d3. We have bishop to h6, a very interesting decision by Gawain, moving the bishop away from this diagonal, but it does make sense. You don't want white, for example, to double up rooks on the c file, or even just having a rook on the c file can be annoying with the queen on c7. So rook back to b1 by Gukesh, and now rook a to c8. We have pawn to d5, and now e6, challenging this central pawn structure. We have pawn to c4, and now rook c back to e8, aligning the rook with the queen here. So queen back to c2, and now pawn to f5. And although this is a very nice pawn break, you can see that Gawain really advanced those pawns in front of his king, so it could be a bit dangerous. We have rook f to e1, and now f captures on e4. Bishop captures and e captures on d5. We have c captures on d5, so he managed to trade off Gukesh's strong center, but Gukesh at the end of this line is left with a very strong pass to d pawn. He has the bishop pair, which could be very important with the king wide open here. Imagine the bishops on these diagonals. You do not want to see that. Well, it's just very interesting how Gawain can even continue playing this. Here, it seems that the only good move is queen to d6. Like, you have to block this pawn and just hope for the best. That's basically your game plan. However, he played bishop to c8. The bishop isn't very useful here, so he wants to shift it over to f5. But now Gukesh plays a truly remarkable move, and he plays pawn to d6. He gives up the pawn. He's priced past d pawn in order to open up lines towards the black king, and this is just well, truly like something out of the Paul Morphy era. Here we have queen captures on d6. Not capturing also doesn't help. So queen captures on d6. Now rook b to d1. Now the rooks are controlling the d and e file, and it's very hard to find a square for this queen. Like of course, if you go to here, then bishop b2, you just help out white in setting up pieces for the attack. So queen to c7, and now bishop to d5 with check, and now king to h8, and of course bishop to b2 with check. So what can you play here? Of course, bishop to g7. The bishop now has to return and parry the attack of white's dark square bishop, and now knight to g5, putting more pressure on this f7 square. And here we have bishop to f5. Trading rooks doesn't help, just captures, and black is still left with the same dilemma of what to actually do here. So bishop to f5, attacking the queen, but now Gukesh plays a truly spectacular move. He plays queen to c3, and he offers his queen, which of course cannot be taken. I will show why, because it's just beautiful. If bishop captures on c3, bishop captures with check. Now the black king really has no squares. You have to block with the queen. And now knight to f7 with check. The queen cannot capture. The only thing you can do is capture with the rook, but then it's just a nice mate in two, as the queen, of course, is pinned. So that's it. And if you don't capture, you can play king to g8, but now it also doesn't help. You are just getting destroyed here. Knight e6 check. The king has to move again, or you can block bishop to e6. Doesn't really matter. Everything loses. Bishop captures, king captures, knight captures, rook with check. Rook captures on e8, rook captures on e6, rook captures. Sorry about that. Rook captures on e6, bishop captures, and at the end of this very nice line, white is up a full rook. So of course, after queen to c3, bishop captures on c3 is impossible. So here we have rook captures on e1 with check, rook captures on e1, and pawn to h6. But now Gukesh actually has a beautiful forced checkmate. But I'm not just going to show it to you. Feel free to pause the video and try to find the absolute best move for Gukesh while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting this spectacular idea. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is of course queen captures on g7. I dropped the queen there, sorry about that, but I was too excited to make this move. We can of course do it in slow motion. There you have it, queen captures on g7. Really a wonderful idea. And now whatever Gawain does, it's just a forced checkmate in 8 moves. If we include the queen move, that's basically a forced checkmate in 9. So queen captures here, and now rook to e7, and it was in this position on move 30 that Gawain Jones resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. So what an attack. I will show you the rest of the game simply because it's a forced line, but before we do that, I feel that it is more than necessary to award Gukesh none other than the legendary Morphy Head. There you have it, Gukesh. You have deserved it for playing in such a spectacular way, giving up the d6 pawn, and then everything just fell into the right place. Here you have no moves. The queen can't move. You can't really do anything. If you capture the knight, just bishop captures on g7, and now you're just going on a nice king hunt. King h7, bishop captures on f8, opens up a discovery. You have to move the king, another check. Now you move the king. Bishop f6 check, you force the king down the board. King h6, now rook e8, threatening checkmate here. So king h5, and now bishop f3 check. Whatever you do, let's say g4, doesn't really matter. Rook to h8 will be checkmate. So however black plays this, he will get checkmated in well, nine moves, the most, after the queen is sacrificed in this most spectacular way. Not sacrificed, but given for the attack. But this, I mean, seeing all of this, starting with just Gawain not playing queen to d6 is absolutely incredible. After this, just look at this, d6, giving up a pawn, taking control of the open file with rook 8 to d1, queen c7, bishop d5 check, king has to move. Now bishop b2 check, bishop has to block, knight g5 without a move, leaving black basically without a move, bishop f5, and now queen to c3. getting out of the attack and offering a full queen, which cannot be accepted. Now rook captures, and now pawn to h6, and of course now comes queen captures on g7, queen captures, and rook e7, and here Gawain resigned. Truly spectacular. And I know you guys are interested, what does this mean for our standings in the world top 20. These are the standings, so you can see Magnus still in first place, of course, with 2856. It doesn't seem like he will be losing that anytime soon, but he is minus 4.7 after that loss to Hans Niemann. So then we have Ding, also another member of the 2800 club, in second place, and then the usual gang with Anand in 9, still hanging in there in the top 10. But you have Arjun Erigaisi in number 18 and Gukesh in number 20. He's currently on 2730, and as he is playing more games in this league, if he wins one more game, he's very likely to overtake both Duda and Erigaisi. But then again, like when we talk about Erigaisi, it will take a few more victories to catch up to the likes of Grishuk, Dominguez, MVL, Mamedov, Rajabov, as that's another 15 points, and that's basically a whole different power level. So yeah, that's the game and the World Top 20 standings. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Really a spectacular game. Thank you for suggesting it, as with so many things happening in the world, I might have missed it, as I'm not, vividly following the Spanish League Honor Division. So again, really thank you for such a suggestion. And once again, big congratulations to Gukesh on achieving such a masterpiece. I mean, this is a game you want to put in every book with tactics, where you just want to show it to beginners, and once they see it, they will love chess for the rest of their lives. That's the kind of game this is. So yeah, once again, really hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank Dustin Lackey, Vasudevan Crnivasan, Marcelo De Baros, Paul Sretanovic, and Ante Butigan iz Dalmacije for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions such as this one and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.